Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sandy's Movie and TV, and today we're going over King of the Hill. Without a doubt, one of my favorite TV shows out there. I love South Park, American Dad, Family Guy, but I do think King of the Hill is without a doubt the best animated TV show that's ever been created. Call me crazy, but while Mike Judge created Beavis and Butthead, I think this is his best creation. That's probably not a hot take, but some people might disagree with that. I think Hank is one of the most well-known characters out there. Everyone knows him. Dale Gribble is a legend in his own right. And while this show had that unfortunate kind of like bad energy to it towards the end, and even here lately, a lot of people have passed away. And rest in peace to all the legends that have had something to do with this show that had unfortunately had an early passing. I really wish that everyone that was originally a part of the show could continue to be a part of the reboot. I love the reboot. I think it's phenomenal, and I'm so glad it's coming back on with season 15, I think it is, in continuation with the original. It's like something that I grew up on. A lot of you probably have, memories of some certain show or movies you watched with your family. With me, that's every fucking single episode of King of the Hill. I have a serious nostalgia in my heart for the show, so I am going to be rating each of these episodes 1 to 10. Probably not going to see any of them below a 6. Just telling you right now, I love it too much to shit on it in any manner. It definitely gets worse as it goes, guys. But that's enough of an intro. We're going to get started on the pilot. And I'm sure most of you have seen all of this entire series if you're watching this video. So, Twig Boy comes to town after a baseball game. Goes seriously fucking wrong for Big Bob. And after his baseball goes right into his fucking eyeball, and I guess he wasn't given 113%. What was it they agreed on? Twig Boy is all pissed off after he seems to think all these people in town are correct after you see everyone talking at the gas station like, oh, that Hank Hill's a real piece of shit, Well, what the fuck's he doing beating on his kid? Everybody just thinks this black eye is obviously from him. Apparently they weren't at the baseball game. Somebody's just talking mad shit about poor Hank. And of course he's got the hothead later on at poor Buckley, who's just trying to give him a hand in the store until Hank fires his poor ass. At least he wishes he could. Later on, something might happen with Buckley and the Megalomart and Hank that maybe doesn't end so well for one of them. That led to one hell of a cliffhanger that I won't spoil for you if one of you crazy bastards hasn't managed to see that episode. Goddamn. Rest in peace, whoever you may be. But, guys, I think this pilot episode, while it's quite bare-boned, it really does a great job introducing legendary characters like Luann. You hear that crazy-ass story of Leanne sticking the goddamn fork in her dad's back after he throws out a gallon of beer for her to drink before bed. What the fuck? You just hear that, Mama's in jail, when they're about to throw her out after they find her underwear on Hank's tools. Funny as shit. So Luann. I think Luann is one of those characters that while she never got up to her full potential from those writers that, there was that change in writers that happened, I want to say around season 7, around that area. I'm not 100% sure. And you can really tell certain characters in the show took a hit from that, and she's one of them. You can see her moment of actually fixing Hank's truck after everyone's doing nothing good with it in this first episode. Dale is cutting the goddamn brake line. Great introduction for Dale. And you see Nancy walking out the door with John Redcorn for the first time. Rest in peace to John Redcorn, of course. That was a terrible thing that happened to his actor. I'm blanking on his name, but that was god awful. I'm so sorry for what happened to him. Like I said, there's so much tragedy around this show that sometimes it's almost like sad to talk about, but I don't think it is, because it's coming back. It's already came back. It was great, and I think they're already greenlit for like 2 more seasons after the one we're about to get. It's awesome news. I'm kind of questionable on why we didn't get the new season before the 4th of July. I just think it's like odd. I don't know. We only got I want to say 1 or 2 4th of July episodes in the original King of the Hill and all of the original 13. So I just found it odd that they just refused to do that. I don't know if they don't like 4th of July episodes. What the hell, Mike Judge? But I'm 100% on board for just the all-themed summer episodes. And I really do think that this pilot does what this show does best. At its very beginning, Mike Judge understood that the strong suit of this hilarious ass show isn't only, the hilarity of Dale and his conspiracy theories and Bill being this depressed piece of shit who nobody can pull him out of this cave, Boomhauer being this fast-talking womanizer. At the base, the best part of this show, no, no, it's not, no, it's not Peggy's Spanish. I know what you were gonna say. It is the child and the father bonding slowly but surely through this very tough time they have, while Hank is that conservative father who just wants his kid to be this athlete, this badass, who he never turns out to be. And, you know, spoiler alert, like, I'm sorry if you haven't seen Into the Future, like I said earlier, but Bobby never turns out to be quite the archetype man that Hank does. And that might have something to do with the bringing up they had, because while you do see that very early preview of Cotton in this episode, just letting you know that his shins got blew off in the war after Hank has a slight scuff on his leg. I love Cotton. I've heard people talk badly about Cotton, and it's like, obviously, he's not a good guy. He's a terrible person, but he's fucking hilarious. If you talk bad about Cotton, I just feel bad for you. Who do you guys think are some of the funniest characters in the show? Like, I think Cotton is one of them. I definitely think Con, even though he's not here just yet. Dale, fucking hilarious. Some of my nominations for sure right there. It'd be a tough choice. I don't think those are necessarily the best written characters all the time, but God, are they funny. I don't know. I don't think this first episode is necessarily perfect. I don't really have a huge complaint about it. There just isn't much going on, and sometimes that's the best King of the Hill. But like, if I was ranking each of these episodes, while I do love this episode, it's up there, I wouldn't really put it in probably the top half, because it's truly just an introduction and feels like a setup piece for what's coming up later. So I think we're going to go ahead and roll with giving it a 7.5 out of 10. I always dug the ending. You see Twig Boy on the bus there, seeing Hank giving some shadow boxing to Bobby after he actually tells him he loves him, after he's like, woo, let's get something to eat. It's the hardest thing on the planet for him, just to show some emotion to this poor kid. And after Bobby craves this showing of emotion, he does it. And poor Twig Boy is going back to LA. He's lost his job. And that's actually the first time we'll see Twig Boy. We'll see him later on trying to defend Leon. He's always an interesting character when you see him. It'd be great to see him in the reboot. What did you guys think of this first episode? We're going to be getting into a lot more of them soon. Like I said, I fucking love this show. What's your guys' favorite animation show? Do you have any recommendations for this channel? Did you like this video? Did you hate this video? Leave a like and a subscription if you don't mind, guys, and have one hell of a day, my friends.